Welcome, everyone, to Williamson County Board of Commissioners meeting. It's Friday, December 19th, 2026. It's 1:34 p.m. Can I have a roll call, please?
Tim Atkinson.
Present.
Jim Marlowe.
Present.
Jim Razor.
Present.
Everybody made it over here. Glorious Friday afternoon. Just the place to be, right? Okay, let's get started. Top of the agenda is the consent agenda. Gentlemen, do you have the opportunity to take a look at these? Is there any material changes or questions, comments we need on this? Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Yeah.
I'm moving on down. Is there any old business for this board today? Any old business we need to talk about? Okay, let's move down to new business. George, I think the first few things here are yours.
Yeah.
Engineering services agreement for Cochrane Road and engineering services agreement for Power Plant Road.
Yes.
Give us a rundown on what those are.
Yeah. Thank you for your time. The first one on Power Plant Road is a motor fuel tax agreement. That's just to study the structure that's over the lake there. It's aging. It needs some partial bit patching. It needs some approach work with the guardrail. So, and it needs painting underneath. So we're going to study on whether it's better to put a new deck on the structure or do the piecemeal patching and retrofitting on top. So, it's called a bridge condition report we have to do first, and then we can study the options and the costs on what better to repair. This would be, like I said, a motor fuel tax professional preliminary engineering agreement with Hanson Professionals.
No time range to that.
No. It's going to take about a year for the environment.
And which one is this? Which specific is this?
So it's the only structure on power plant that's over the lake.
That's Clifty Heights.
At Clifty Heights, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Jimmy, is there a motion to approve this?
Move.
Okay. Any other conversation? Any other question? Okay. Jim, do you have a question about that? Okay. All right, we have a motion second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Yeah.
And the second,
Thank you, gentlemen. The second is Concord Road, east of Market. There are 3 spots there where we have some blind hills, and we're going to study with federal dollars. We're going to study knocking those hills down a little bit, getting some better sight distance. We had a fatality there, and we've had some big crashes on the others. So we're going to study on repairing those.
okay. All right.
There again, these are federal funds, HSIC funds, 90/10.
And this is on which road?
Cochrane, east of Market. Actually between Moak School and Old Creel,
I was gonna say it's east of Moak, isn't it?
Yeah.
east of Moak,
Yeah. So,
it's way over there.
and we knocked down, well, I think before you got, I think we might have knocked down 1 or 2 of the hills before.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's, I think that's what it needs to be. All right. All right, is there a motion to approve this one?
So move. Second.
Okay, to be clear, this is the engineering services agreement for Cochrane Road, which is at the top of our agenda. This first one we believe is the second. We have a motion and a second. Can I have a roll call, please?
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razor.
Before we move on, I would like to ask you a question about Cochrane Road. I was turning on the Cochrane Road the other day on 37.
All 37, yes.
And when we were talking with, a couple years ago, we were talking with IDOT about the entrance there, and they're going to put some lights up there to light that intersection.
That is correct.
Okay, they are where Cochrane intersects 37.
37.
Is that area they're going to be widened out?
It absolutely is, yes.
Because when I pulled on there the other night, it was late, it was dark,
Yes,
and it was raining,
yes.
and that I can't believe we don't have more cars in that ditch right there on the south side.
And it's so, I
It is
can't
big.
believe we haven't had one in that ditch, especially when it's slick.
Right.
I can't imagine why. But it's absolutely getting widened out and lit, and it's gonna be great. Yeah,
Do they have you seen plans on that?
absolutely. Yes.
Did you give me something
I
like that?
certainly,
Because I've
I'll
got,
get them to you today.
we have people living on that road that are really concerned about it.
Yes, sir. Yes, I feel for them. I would be too.
All right. Thank you, George. I appreciate it. Thank you for the update. Josh? Hey, bud. Hey, we're gonna talk about the Tree Road Deed Service Agreement. I don't have that in our packet. Do you have that agreement?
The amendment to it,
Right, do you have that?
you just want me to get everybody a copy?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay.
And why don't you give us a breakdown on what that's gonna be, okay?
Right.
Just give us some information on what that's.
Oh, yeah,
We're gonna pretty there. Okay, moving on down. Brett, do you have anything for the dissolution of Public Building Commission?
I don't have a formal resolution. We can't do anything until they have officially done. I think what we wanted to have happen was for someone to make a motion. My understanding is they had a meeting. And at that meeting, they voted 3-2 to pay off all outstanding indebtedness of the PDC. At the time that they pay off all the outstanding indebtedness of the PDC, then the county board is proper in dissolving. Until they pay that off, you can't dissolve. And we also want them to indicate that they are going to sign any and all documents necessary to effectuate the transfer of all assets of the PDC to the county upon the dissolution.
Okay.
So that's the status. Ashley, do you know, have they made payment of the debts or when that's supposed to occur?
We have not made payments. That's supposed to happen this week. I know that Patrick Bard was going to reach out to First Southern and talk to them about closing out the CD and then applying that money towards the debts and then paying the remainder of it. I think there was one other account that had maybe there was a debt service account that we were going to close that out too and apply it, and then pay whatever remaining amount that was left out of the operating. So I'm assuming that's going to be done this week, or he inquired about it on either yesterday or today. I can follow up. Assume it'll be paid off next week.
We have a meeting on Monday, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And that's when they will be discussing this and then authorizing Mr. Jackson. What was?
Well, I mean, we already authorized
That was
to pay off the debt on Wednesday.
Right.
We hadn't authorized any of to do any of the transfer of any of the documents or authorized the chairman to sign over, the deeds or anything like that. We were waiting to hear from.
So that's when I talked with Mr. Malkovich, legal counsel for the PDC. He told me that they had voted to pay off the debts. He said at the Monday meeting they were going to try to wrap everything else up as far as the rest of the transfers. The problem that we have is that if we did a hypothetical motion to dissolve today or a resolution to dissolve, they lose their authority to do anything. And therefore, we can't. So that's why I said it's premature as far as the step in the process. We can give the directive that we would like them to also make a motion at their meeting on Monday to include a transfer of any and all assets upon the dissolution by the county board. And that's what Tom requested that we do. So we put together that formal request and send over to Tom. It's back.
Okay, all right, so then we'll have that, on Monday, then?
Yeah.
Question,
What time is your meeting Monday?
10 o'clock.
Okay.
What time?
Ours is at 1. I mean, can you recess and reconvene afterwards and then vote on the dissolution?
I won't be here Monday afternoon, but these guys, you guys, can you be here Monday afternoon?
Yes.
15th? No, 22nd?
Yeah, the 22nd.
It's December.
So,
Yes.
So your meeting's at 1 o'clock, this would have to be at what, 2?
like, I mean, it'll take 15 minutes. There's one action item to do exactly what Brett just directed, which we'll say, and then that's it. So we'll be done. We'll just send by 1:15 and you can.
Okay,
Ship
No,
time,
1:30. Excuse me.
1:30?
Well, 1 o'clock is our meeting. Yes. So I think it should already be posted.
okay, so we could recess, reconvene for the Monday morning meeting till 1 or 1:30.
Yeah.
Okay, take a mess up your afternoon.
It just, yeah,
I'm not doing you up with PBC, so I have one other thing to talk.
I mean, does he have to be here? I mean, you just told exactly what.
The afternoon.
Let's talk about it. One other thing is the CBA for the employees,
Yes.
is that ready?
So I have circulated that with the union. I was advised that he had passed that on to the union members and told them that they needed to respond back to him with any questions or concerns. He had none. I redrafted a couple of corrections that our side had, sent that back over to him. I got a thank you, and that was the extent. So
We be discussing that. Can we discuss that today in further detail? Contract. There's something I'd like to discuss.
okay.
That's right.
I don't think we want to approve that until Monday as well.
Okay.
Because at this point in time, we do not possess the power.
Right.
And their contract still survives.
Something that's comes up. I've noticed the contract I'd like to
Okay.
discuss. Section or something.
Yeah, no. We'll find.
Anybody have anything else on the Public Building Commission? All right, let's take one step back and go to True Roll Deed Service Amendment. Thank you, Josh. Okay, Josh, let's talk about what this is.
What this is this is an add-on. We've already contracted with True Roll to clean up our exemption rolls. And this is just another service that we was looking for from another company, and then they made us aware that they also offered this service. So being that they're already partners with DevNet, close partners with DevNet, I'll add, it was just in our best interest to go with them for this service, just to keep all the vendors happy for the most part. But what it does is every time we have a street transfer recorded in our county, this program will take that scan and it will automatically transfer the owner information and the mailing addresses and everything automatically into our DevNet system. We don't have to key this stuff in like we're doing currently. It just does it automatically and it transfers over seamlessly. What this will do, it'll increase accuracy, also increase the efficiency of our office. This will free up a couple other employees to help with split properties. And I mean, it'll just get us caught up. As soon as somebody records a deed in our county, the next day it should be uploaded and the ownership should be accurate. So,
Okay, and this was essentially the same thing that Justin Praise was going to provide.
That's correct.
And we were ready to approve Justin Praise when we found out.
Same service. I was I was unaware at the time when I was looking for this service that TrueRoll offered it. And to be fair, it's something that they just started. It is pretty new, just as an industry, obviously, as a whole, because AI is pretty new. They're just starting to implement all this stuff. But yeah,
Now, Justin Praise, we were going to use that for about 3 years. That was the term. That term's still the same for this.
yes.
On page one, middle of the page.
That would be $23,400 annually for the term of 3 years, plus a $15,000 one-time implementation fee. All right, any questions about this?
How many year term?
3-year term.
Back page is page 2. Just the invoice amount for the first year, or should the service dates reflect 3 years?
The first year is 57,900.
Okay.
That is the $15,000 one-time implementation fee plus the contract change price from 19.5 to 42.9. And then I would note as well, it does not include the additional service years. It does indicate a 3-year term,
Right.
but it also has built-in subsequent 1-year extensions or a 7% increase in pricing. Just
What's this? Do we have to opt out of that before?
I don't see any opt-out. I don't see what triggers the extension contained within the document itself. It just references that annual subscription is offered 36 months, after which point an annual technology fee of 7% may be assessed on future optional 1-year extensions, but does not define how many of those you get.
And they're not automatic.
Doesn't say they're automatic.
Do we need clarification on that?
Well, I mean, if it doesn't say they're automatic, then we have the ability to say that they're not. My bigger concern is that we're also not locking in. Well, actually here, by providing written notice with intent to terminate at least 60 days prior to the annual renewal date. Such termination shall be effective as of the conclusion of the then current contract term. Upon termination of this provision, neither party shall have any future obligation or liability under this agreement. So.
Okay.
Braden has texted me and he said, we can do another 3-year term, to relook at it after the 3 years. To see if it's, something that we want to continue doing, if it's our benefit of our county.
Maybe technology has changed.
Yeah, actually,
Is the 19.5 that's on that, is that for this particular program, or is that the 19.5 from the other program?
It was originally the 19.5, and then adding it changes the contract to 42.9.
Okay, because we already paid the 19.5.
Right, so
So I
that's,
just want to make sure that we don't pay the balance of the invoice.
okay. Do I have any other questions about this? Is this something that we want to get approved? I know that there's a time rush on this, isn't there? You really need this done. Ashley shaking his head, yes.
If you guys want the bills out when you're asking them in July, then this is very important goal for us to do that.
Right,
Very good. Sorry.
yeah. That's what you should let on.
So you're gonna need a motion for the payment of the additional $23,400 under this contract and the $15,000 one-time implementation fee. That's not been paid yet, correct? That is what your motion would go to from the true roll.
I'll make
You gonna make that motion?
I'll make that motion, what he said.
What Brett said?
Yeah.
What he's.
Good thing we're being recorded.
Second.
Okay, any other conversation about this? Have a roll call, please.
Tim Matheson.
Yes.
Jim Marlowe.
Yes.
Jim Razor.
Thank you, Josh. I appreciate that. The next item we briefly discussed a moment ago with the Public Building Commission. We were talking about this maintenance around Jimmy contract and Monday. Okay. Next down. ROE office space. So you're here to make a pitch for office space, right? Is that what I understand?
Sure.
Okay. Jim, I don't know, were you working on this, or did you have some?
No, I just showed them around is all.
Okay.
I'm asking for use of 2 office spaces on the 3rd floor, for our student programs. We are busting at the seats, and, it would be helpful. We have about 19 people in the office currently with 11 offices, so everyone is still with us. And just as we're expanding and growing our programs, we need a little more space. We don't know if it will be permanent or temporary at this time. We don't need any furniture. We can use what's there and just put tables and chairs.
2 you want to move, is that 2 of the 19 or 2?
4 of the 19. So it would be my ALEC director, Jenny, who was here with me last time, Tanya Freener, her coordinator, Mary Lynn, the assistant, and Kristen Newcomb, another coordinator.
So you want to move 4 people?
Can I answer, what's the reasoning behind the expansion?
The reason, well, because we started a new program last school year, for the Alternative Learning Opportunities Program. This program is a push-in program, so we hire student advocates who work in the school districts, in the school buildings, who partner with us. These student advocates, we train them, they go into the schools and they have a caseload determined by the school district, school building. We're in different schools within districts. And it's based on social emotional behavior issues, attendance, and academic. And so we provide individual intense support to these kids who are at risk. This is an opportunity to, so far what we've learned this past year, attendance has increased. Behavioral referrals to the principal's offices have decreased, and it has allowed teachers to focus more of their time on teaching rather than paying attention at times to one individual student who may just need a little extra services, attention. We're building relationships. And so it's supporting the teachers, it's supporting the administration. Everyone is able to kind of do the job they were hired to do in a better way, because we're taking on 32 students who are the most needy, the most at risk, and providing in-depth support to them, their families, and it's working. And we partner with my other student programs, so Truancy, ALOC, and McKinney Vento. And so all of these services for students are coming together in one piece. And we have that one person in the school who is coordinating all of that and providing services. These people have social worker degrees, psychology degrees. We do have a couple of teachers. But it just gives us some more flexibility to support the kids who need the most support. And so last year we started with 13. We're now up to 23 staff in that program. It's
Now, is this a mandate or is this a program that you
a
started?
program that we started. So these kids, the goal is to try to keep them in their school districts, in their environment, in their hometowns, instead of most of the time they were removed from their school, like said our alternative school or our safe school, which we're still, that is still an option. But this year, we're going to serve about 650 students in this way, whereas with our alternative school, we're serving anywhere from 100 to 150 students.
Talk about how we're.
We can, I was just seeing if we need, questions. Okay. The board is considering the additional space on the third floor. And we're talking with the architects about what this would look like. And I can't tell you that at this point, that the work that we might possibly be doing up there will disrupt those current offices. So if you were to have offices up there, this board can't guarantee that you would have them in 6 months or even a year.
That's
Maybe,
okay.
I mean, this is temporary at the very best. Would you guys agree with that? Does that sound like pretty much what you're thinking?
It's fair for them.
Right. I mean, so it could be that you move somebody in up there in February and February, build it out.
Okay.
I don't,
Like I said, we don't plan to like fully move in, not gonna buy furniture and set it up like the way that we would do for a permanent space. At this point, we were wanting to see if it worked. We were going to use what we already have. So it should be easy in, easy out. That's the
one
case.
question I did have was this services for Williamson County or was it for the other counties in the district?
All of the services out of our office are for campus.
4 counties. All right. And in the other counties, is there any space for these employees in those counties?
Use up all the space we can.
And those other counties are required to give you space, okay? So there's actually no space in the other counties.
NASA remodeled a building for our school and our office 2 years ago, moved this into there. That's our school and our office. We do have a landing space where our staff who do travel to Massac frequently to serve those schools, and they land there quite a bit. But nothing in the larger scheme of things that we need.
Well, gentlemen, I don't have a problem telling them that they can have those offices on a truly temporary basis, and then if they move in, it might be a month later, they have to move out.
Which offices are you referring to, Chairman?
The two on the northeast, I think Ann's original office that she was in,
That one and the double office?
and the double office back. Those are the two that you're talking about, correct?
Celeste.
Yeah. Right.
And then one of us causes.
I would agree, with the understanding that, I don't know, we don't have a contract or anything like that, but I think make sure that we understand. Give at least a 30-day notice. Okay, we utilize this or we need to do that. I would think the 30-day agreement.
It's not because there's no space up there, it's because once we start construction, and we're gonna have to reimagine that whole space up there and find the best efficient way to put these offices in.
Absolutely. Should we be considered for spaces?
I There's probably a long line of people looking for space, and I'm sure you can add your name to it.
You bring all of your own electronics.
We do. We don't use your internet. We have our own electronics. We have our phone system. We purchase all of our own furniture, copy machines, anything.
Okay. So, okay, Warren?
It is.
Okay.
Is this a yay?
Yes,
Okay. When can we start after Christmas?
a time like the present.
Okay, perfect. Are they unlocked?
What's that?
Are they-
I'm sorry.
Are they unlocked? I just go to set.
Unlocked.
Unlocked?
Casa is. Casa is.
Yeah.
I don't think Celeste.
Is it-
Anything in either of the spaces that we need to secure before she can get in there.
Yes,
No, I-
slash officer, and there's documents in there that they.
Our full filing cabinets in that office, we need to secure, I think.
Okay.
Issue key files.
Hey, Michigan, what do you think? You're gonna be here during working.
No, we tend to work.
Did your people have key fobs before?
We did, yes.
Did you give those key fobs back?
We did. Mike, that's all of that.
No, we'll get you some key fobs.
Thank you.
No problem.
To work outside of the age of work. Both in and outside. No work day.
All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys have a Merry Christmas.
You too. All right, gentlemen, let's see if we can get back on track here. We have two contracts for public defender. This addition, we do this, have been doing this every year, last couple of years. One is for Megan Rich. I know that she had, I think, didn't she have one last year?
I think they both did.
And so, and I never ever say Teresa's name.
Machu Calhoun.
So I'm not even going to attempt today. Yeah, you guys have any questions or concerns about these? Okay, could I have a motion to approve each one separately?
I make a motion that we approve the, public defender contract for Teresa Machkow Hopkins.
Second.
Okay, and that gross compensation will be $48,080.04 per year. We have a motion and a second. Any other conversation? Roll call, please.
Tim Matheson.
Okay.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Razer.
And I make a motion that we approve the contract for the public defender for Megan Rich. At the same gross compensation at 48,080
And 4 cents.
and
4
4
cents.
cents.
Our legal is on point today. Can I have a roll call, please?
Tim Matheson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Okay,
Jim Razer.
and the pay on that, I believe, is determined, directly by the Chief Justice.
I am uncertain.
I believe that's who sets that compensation.
Is it presided, not the chief justice, it's like.
Presiding.
Presiding, whatever,
Yeah.
presiding chief.
Okay, yep. We had a couple of poke around, Rhett, did you take a look at these?
I did. American Legion one was fine. SIH, I'll be honest, I can't figure out exactly what it is they're having. It appears they're having something at Walker's Bluff. But other than that, it's fine.
Yeah.
My guess is they're having a gala or they're having something. But I don't. Short of stating that it's at Walker's and that they're.
It surely looks like a raffle.
Yeah, it's a raffle.
It's a raffle.
They're selling raffle tickets.
To be clear too, it's at the resort casino resort, not
Yeah.
at Walker's Bluff. It's, although it's listed as part of Walker's Bluff Casino Resort.
Correct. So it's not at the winery. So they meet the necessary elements.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve these
So,
applications?
Second.
Okay, the first one would be for SIH Foundation.
Yes, for the SIH Foundation, yes.
Okay, we have a motion, a second, roll call please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Reeser.
You'll make a motion for the second, would you?
Yeah, I'll make a motion, we approve the Raffle Poker Run license for the American Legion Post 147.
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Reeser.
Year-end appropriations transfer. Once again, this is another thing that we do every year.
I don't have those. I do. Honestly, I'm not sure why we're doing this anymore. I think whenever this was started, it's primarily because the county didn't have a reserve fund set up, so therefore they were closed out at the end of each year. Be able to take whatever excess monies were in the general fund budget and we'll put them into a reserve account. Now we actually adhere to our minimum amount and it's already in there. So this is just basically just to clean things up. So if you look at the resolution itself, or I gave you two different budget reports. The first one being where everybody stood at the end of the year. So that one, we look and see it starts with the county clerk and they were 134,000, we were 593 under budget. Then after we did the appropriation transfers into any accounts or departments that were over budget, she ended up being 93 cents to the good. So the resolution itself shows moving funds from, I think, 6 different departments that were all under budget to 6 departments that were over budget. Total amount of those $240,240.02. County's total appropriations for the year ended up being $46,860.75 under budget, which, considering we had a moving target at the end, I think that's pretty good and pretty dang close. And that allowed us to put funds back towards some of the debt expiration that we were trying to accelerate in the future. So,
Okay, the year-end appropriations transfer and the statement of tax levy. We need to approve the appropriations transfer first, correct?
yeah, well, that's
That's just a
just,
statement.
well, I mean, we did it as a resolution 2 years ago. Last year, we just approved it in a motion. So it's whichever one you want to do. I mean, there's a resolution number on here that Stephanie put just in case, but if it's just something that's internal, we just want to do it by motion, and not by resolution, we can just cross through that. On there.
Motion that we approve the appropriations transfer resolution 25-12-19-.
Second.
Okay, roll call please.
Tim Atkinson.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Reeser.
And to clarify that, the year end appropriations transfer.
All right. Statement of tax levies. Can we do this? The motion for approving statement of tax levy. Resolution 25-12-19-138.
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 25-12-19-138, statement of tax levies for the year ended November 30, 2026.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Matheson.
Yes.
Jim Marlowe.
Good.
Jim Razor.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is a resolution to put a referendum on the March 17th ballot for the voters to decide. And Commissioner Angel, you kind of looked at this somewhat.
I did. I guess some of my personal thought on this is another one of those non-binding referendums that they really matter other than we, or in this case, the voters get to express how they feel about a topic and pass that along to Springfield and Chicago. So they know how we feel about it. As I've looked into this, it's hard to find a downside. My understanding, and correct anything I say incorrectly, but this is all public donation that in turn gets a federal tax break, federal tax credit. And that money that is collected and distributed can be used by students in public school, private school, for just a myriad of uses. Even including dual credit, which I just think is one of the amazing advancements in school recently, where our students can get through high school and come out with college credit at the same time. And this money can even be used for that. So I couldn't find a downside for it. I felt like it's probably worth letting the voters vote on this and send their word up the line to what they think about it.
Like you said, this money can be used for transportation to and from school, from my understanding.
Classes, online educational materials, educational therapies for students with disabilities, fees for standardized or college admission exams. Again, it is just about anything, and it's for public or private schools. So even our students in our public schools can be using this.
So it's not strictly for kids in private schools or in homeschool. It can be kids in their
You know,
regular classes.
the controversy, I guess, is there will be opponents to this that believe it's to push more students into private schools, but our students in public schools can utilize this money if the state approves it to get the federal dollars. So I don't think it does any harm to pass it along. I question how much good it will do, but I don't think it does any harm.
And I'm kind of like you, these non-binding referendums, it's just to give folks a chance to say whether or not.
Which they should have.
So they should have, and that's at the very bottom of this, we speak for them, remember, we could give them an outright ability to speak in a voter referendum. I think that's something that we should always take a look at. Thanks. I do know this, I believe this, that this money can be donated from any individual across the country. It's a tax credit when it goes in, and that money will be spent in states that approve this. And our kids could miss out on this if we don't, the state doesn't approve.
Right.
Go on. So money's gonna be given out one way or another. Just so we can work it.
And some of us will be collected, you assume locally, so
Yeah.
you see our local money go somewhere else.
Jim, did you have any comments or questions on this?
My comment on this is, I think, I'm in agreement with what you said, Jim, but I also look at the other side. We're getting a lot of resolutions for referendum. And we've always kind of had the mindset that is the one that we ready to call. And I think this opens up a can of worms, or it's not what it's referring to, it's just the act of approving it. This, if this were to actually pass the law, I would be in favor. But this is, once we said is non-binding, has no meaning. Okay. Secondly, I think it costs Amanda's office more dollars to print special ballots for this resolution. So we're spending money, this is the way I look at it, spending money on something that makes a difference, one way or another. Yes, I do like the idea that, it's giving voters an opportunity to express their view. At the same time, they've got that now. They've got it now. They call their state reps and express their views now. I don't see what the difference would be. So, I guess I'd have to say I'm on the other side of the coin. So, in the guise of not asking the mayor's office to spend more money to print something, special ballots, or whatever, on something that really means something. So that's where I'm at.
Amanda the other day asked if you could get some number, how much it would cost. Do you have a number? Do you have-
I don't really have a number, but I mean, this would, so you'd have a separate ballot for people who don't want to pull a primary, Republican or Democrat ballot. So you'd have that and then, the coding for that. Plus then you have permanent vote by mail people who put down they didn't want Republican or Democrat, but would take a nonpartisan ballot. So that will be those ballots that would go out also. And normally we don't have a ballot. So, I mean, if it was being done in the November election, it really wouldn't be as big of an issue because it would already be on the ballot. It would be a separate ballot.
And there will be more people, more likely to vote.
Right.
On the ballot. This is going to be a very limited. Talking to Amanda, correct me if I'm wrong, you say it might be about 15,000.
It's hard to say because I'm not for sure what it would, I can't give you a figure about what it would cost to just code those ballots,
Okay.
for a separate question or not, but yeah, it's probably.
So regardless, I'm, like I said, I'm on the website.
Would you want something like this? Would you go for something like this if you have one?
If it was in November, I think it might make a difference. Maybe the cost, but still, the thing of it is, when it comes to the non-binding resolutions, we get it all the time. We don't, basically, they could still, I don't know if people have time or not, but in November, I was always under the impression that if they got enough signatures, that, groups got enough signatures that they could put this on the ballot by through signatures.
Right, they could pass it with a
Okay,
petition if they want.
without coming to the county. And so basically, I think what we're doing is the work of the people. Right here, and I don't mean, I don't know if that is the right choice of words, but I just feel that, they can still get this done. If they want it done, they can go back and get signatures. I fall back to if we do this for this organization, how can you say no to any other organization? I know that's lost. That's what I'm saying.
We'll take a motion to do that. Is there a motion?
Tell you why, I'm gonna move to approve resolution 2512-19-139. The organization that asked me to consider this, bring it before the board, was actually a state representative. It was Representative Jacobs that asked for our help in moving this along. So I understand your comments completely of if we let one organization, we have to consider them all. I'm gonna put this into a sunset, since this came from a state rep. I might consider another one from a state rep, but I don't think that opens it up to just the broad public to bring these in. So, I do make that move for the resolution to submit an advisory referendum to the voters.
And I also talked to Representative Jacobs about this. He called me also. And I actually agree with Paul about bringing this to you. So I will second that. Resolution number 25-12-19-139.
In full disclosure, Paul contacted
I
me.
was gonna say, he probably got all three of those. So we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Tim Matheson?
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe?
No.
Jim Razor?
Okay.
Okay, moving on down, we have a committee and board appointment today for Williamson County Joint EDSB. That's what the DJ is here for today. If I can find my paper. DJ, do you want to say anything about this? Okay.
He showed interest in being reappointed, I sent you guys a letter stating such.
Yeah, right, and I have that letter as part of the packet today. So this appointment, reappointment is for Commissioner Jim Razor. And it will start on January 1st, 2026, and it will expire December 31st, 2029. That's a 3-year term. Commissioner Razor, you would like to be reappointed?
Yes.
I was thinking that's probably the most important part of this is to ask the person.
I think, yeah, a member from this board on that board is certainly an outsider. They all have a commonality to them. So I think I still ask questions of them that they probably scratch their heads as to why I do it, but it's an outside perspective.
You do it as a statutory required.
I was going to point that out. One of the three of us have to do it, so somebody's going to draw the short.
Somebody has to, so.
But you have spent 3 years there learning all the
No, I
acronyms.
understand. Well, no, I still refer to the manual.
Yeah. Well, Jim, now's your chance. If you don't want to settle, now's your chance.
Like you said, someone has to.
Thank you. I appreciate you taking that on the board. I really do. All right, I make a motion that we accept resolution 25/12/19/140 to reappoint Commissioner Jim Razor to a 3-year term starting January 1st, 2026, and expiring December 31st, 2029. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Matheson?
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe?
Yeah.
Jim Razor?
Cadeau. DJ, you guys do good work. You really do. That's something that's important. Still doing the addresses for everybody. We're gonna do. Okay, public comment. Does anybody have a public comment they'd like to make today?
I just have a question.
Yeah.
About something I had earlier. Did that ROE office thing, did that not require a vote? Okay, I just want to make double checks.
If we enter into an IGA, yes.
I just know she said, is that a yes? And you goes, yes. But she left out here as quickly as she can. I just wanted to make sure. I think she left before you could say no.
She left before we changed our mind. That's what it is.
I just wanted to know if that required a vote or something.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
They have their fingers crossed.
It, on something like that, Paul, we can discuss it and, kind of come to a head nod and agree, because there's no agreement, there's actually no agreement.
Thank you.
And, which is,
I made the comment that there's no agreement.
right,
I just wanted to double check. I appreciate it, guys.
and 100% temporary. We tend to stress that a lot, because when people get space, they hate to give it up.
I have a comment
Yes.
slash idea for maybe something possible later on that I've seen some other counties do. When talking about the non-binding referendums, you're just more wanting to find out what our county thinks. Would it maybe be an option of putting a poll slash vote thing on the website and pointing our people to it so you can at least gauge ideas of where our people sit on it, since it's not a binding thing?
I would imagine it might be possible, I don't know. Jim, you're more
I
tech
mean, to
than
be
me.
honest with you, I think that's not as effective as what we've done.
It lets us know, but it doesn't necessarily let the state know. We would still have to pass it along to the state level one way or another. And that's, I don't know, maybe a little too casual for the message on something like this.
Say, you wouldn't be able to validate that one person took the same survey question 12 times.
Where that they were,
Where a vote does only get cast once.
and the residency
There are,
Put it on the internet.
there are certain ways you can do validation forms. On that, it's a good IP based, and, like put in an address.
I can assure you if there was a way to guarantee it, you'd have electronic voting and would no longer have the polling places.
Yeah, not fully, but
Thank you. Appreciate
Fair
it.
point.
It's a fair point. Okay, any other public comment? Okay, hearing none, let's move down to miscellaneous. Does anybody have anything miscellaneous? I do have a travel reimbursement from Commissioner Marlowe. Anybody have anything else from miscellaneous? Ashley, you got anything on ARPA, anything to talk about? Okay, I have a travel reimbursement from Commissioner Marlowe. We attended the UCCI presentation at Ridley College on December 11th, 2025, 68.6 miles with total reimbursement $48.02 for mileage. Make a motion to accept this travel reimbursement.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Maxon.
Yeah.
Jim Marlowe.
Stay.
Jim Raisik.
Okay, does anybody have anything else for this meeting today? Hearing none, we are going to adjourn. We will have a meeting on Monday morning and then roll that back into Monday afternoon, 1:30. Okay, so nobody has anything else for this meeting? I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Tim Maxon.
Yeah,
Jim Marlowe.
Yeah.
Jim Raisik.
thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See you.
You said.
Thank you, Paul. Have a good day. Merry Christmas.